Well, hello and welcome to Andy the Hearseman channel once again. Great to see everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're staying safe, looking after one another. I'm in the suit and tie today. I'm working today, so it's a little bit of a non-Hearsey day, but it's still obviously connected with what I do. I work for a really great funeral company. Very lucky to be working for a job which I really love. So thank you so much indeed for allowing me to keep doing my job. It's been busy. It's not been incredibly busy. It's not been overly busy, fortunately, which is great for families. So it's just a little bit of a hello. How are you? How's things? How are you getting on at home? How are you doing in your life? Let me know how you're managing at the moment. I know it's not a great time for everybody. Being stuck in, being under house arrest. Not good. Just a little bit of a thing, a bit of a Hearsey thing. Somebody asked me, Andy, why have you got a hearse? Why a hearse? Well, I work in the funeral industry. I've driven hearses. I'm an ex-FD, funeral director. I don't want to be a funeral director anymore. It's very stressful, or it has been. It's a lot easier at the moment because everything's done over the phone, so it's a lot quicker these days. It can be very stressful. I don't want to do that anymore. I've gotten to an age where I'm just quite happy driving the limousine, driving the hearse and stuff. There's not many limousines about. There's a company locally that are still using limousines. Limousines are still being used by a particular company. That's up to them. My particular company don't want anybody in the limousines. Anyhow. So why a hearse, Andy? Why have you got a hearse? Well, I drive them on a day-to-day basis. I've been driving them since I was like 20. When I did my training, that was part of my job. Everything that we did originally was to train us to all aspects of funerals, really. So yeah, you've got to be a driver, you've got to be a coffin fitter, you've got to be an embalmer, you've got to do all this sort of stuff. So I've done all that really. So all that sort of stuff is in my remit, as you say, but I don't want to do it now. And I've always wanted my own hearse. I've been a big American car fan for, well, since I was in my teens, I suppose. Not really a football fan, a soccer. Not a soccer fan at all. It's just not my thing. I don't like football at all. I understand people love it, but I just don't get it. Each to their own. So vehicles, cars, hot rods, American cars, big passion. And I remember years and years ago, I had a white Trans Am, Pontiac Trans Am, which I loved, which was great. It used to cost me a fortune to insure it, but I loved it. It was great. I can remember one day doing a car show in Southport. I turned up with my car and I parked up on the field, and I'll talk about that a little bit more and a little bit about car shows. I think you might find it quite interesting. Stick with me. I've got an interesting story to tell you. And I turned up with my car, parked it up, cleaning it, wiping it all down. I could see in the distance this car coming towards me, this vehicle. I thought, what's that? And it was a big black American Cadillac hearse. Well, my jaw just dropped to the floor when I saw this thing coming towards me. This chap parked next to me, and he's a funeral director in Southport. He came parked next to me, came chatting to me, and I thought, I've got one of them. I've got to have a Cadillac hearse. I don't care about my Trans Am anymore. I don't want to go fast anymore. I just want a hearse. So it took me quite a few years. I've had all sorts of vehicles. I've had Buicks, and I've had all sorts of American vehicles over the years. And I bought my hearse. And as I mentioned before, it was a bit of a wreck when I got it. The engine wouldn't start, cracking the windscreen, gearbox wouldn't work, blah blah blah. Loads of jobs on it. Spent far too much money on it, as we do. So I like it because it obviously gets me around and about. It's good fun during the summer months, car shows specifically, just to take it along and have a little bit of fun and park it up. And usually we park up in fields and get people come down chatting to us, and they ask what it is. And as I mentioned in my previous video about why I like car shows, and it gets chatting to people about hearses and one thing and another. And I put props out, and I have signs and boards and information about it, and I try and make it fun and interesting, and I try and be interactive with people, which leads me to this is the story that you might be interested in. I think it's quite a cool one, because I do car shows. Bearing in mind they've all been cancelled this year, so a bit of a loss to know what to do. Quite a few years ago I did a car show with my hearse. a friend of mine, Russell, said, Andy, come along to our car show. It's a big car show, town centre. They closed the whole town centre off. And it's a massive car show, and it's great because you get people coming from all over. And I did this car show, and I parked up, and I got all my props out, and parked my props up, and I got my false feet, which I stick underneath, which is just a bit of fun. And people, oh, look at that, false feet. And I keep saying, oh, it's traffic wall, you won't get out of my way. So I just silly, just being silly and having a bit of fun with people. And I have my coffin in the back and stuff like that. And I open the back door up, and people can see the coffin, and they can ask me about funerals. And it's just light-hearted. It's just tongue-in-cheek. It's just a bit of fun. That's all that it is. Just a bit of fun. Anyway, that particular show I did that day, I had a lady who came to me and said to me, are you booked in for the car show next week? I said, yes, I am, at wherever it was. Yeah, I am, yes. She says, oh, I've got something for you. Oh, that's for you. So she put her hand out. I put my hand out, bang. She drops a lot of money in my hand. And I said, what's that? So that's your money back for the show that you're supposed to be doing next week. You're not allowed to come with Hearse. You're not welcome with the Hearse. Pardon? You're not welcome. We don't want you there. You are not welcome at our show with your Hearse. And I'm saying, well, you've known about it for months because I've got to apply for my ticket. Months ago, you've had my money. Months ago, why are you doing this now? And she was adamant, she was blazing. She was said, we don't want you there. Hearse is not allowed. Well, I thought, well, that was very strange. So, well, you've known about it. Why didn't you tell me when I filled the forms out that you didn't want me to come? Anyway, she was adamant, that was it, not coming. So I thought, well, I'm not having this. This is a bit unfair, this. So I rang up the chairman of the club. It was a club day. One particular club was holding this specific day. So I rang him up and I said to him, if I wanted to become a member of the club, just ring it up. I said, if I wanted to become a member, could I? Yes. Oh, yeah. And I said, what happens if I haven't got a vehicle? Not a problem. He said, we want club members. We want people to come and join our very special, prestigious club. If you don't have a vehicle, it doesn't matter. We want you as a club member. You can have an ice cream van. You can have a tractor. You can have an old army vehicle. We're not bothered as long as you're a petrol head. As long as you're interested in what you do, we want you as a member. I said, great. I said, does that mean I can attend car shows through the club? Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh, yes, we want you there. We want you there as a club member representing the club. So I then said, well, can you tell me why then, please, your club secretary has given me my money back because Hearses are not allowed in the show? And he's like, couldn't give me an answer. He said, well, and I told her the name of the person. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You guys, if you know me, you know who it is. Anyway. And I said, well, it says on your website, you know, you're happy to have all sorts of vehicles being members of your club, but you don't want me there. Very strange. Anyway, so we're going to have a meeting. So I rang him back, cut a long story short, rang him back Thursday. Am I welcome? We've had a meeting, committee member. No, you're not welcome. We don't have Hearses here. That's as simple as that. Okay. So I was blazing. I thought I was very unfair, uncalled for. I didn't like that at all. So I turned up on Sunday morning of the show and parked outside the showground. I didn't go in the showground. I parked outside on the main road in a vehicle that's taxed, insured, and everything was fine on it. Tyres on perfect. And the club lady said to me, well, what are you doing here? I thought you were allowed to come to this show. To which I replied, I'm not coming to the show. I'm parking up on the main road. I'm having a day out, just parking up on the main road, outside the show, which I'm perfectly allowed to do, perfectly legal, not breaking any laws. But I did have a big notice board, which I had specially made, and I put it in front of the vehicle. I've had my money back, handed back to me by the committee, as Hearses are not allowed in the show. And everybody who went in the show had to drive past me to get into the show. And I had so many people come in and say to me, what's going on? So I explained. And everybody I spoke to said, well, how ridiculous. How absolutely ridiculous. Turns out that what they didn't like about it wasn't the fact that it was a Hearse, was the fact that I had my props with them. Like silly feet and stuff like that in it. Now, if they said to me, come to the show, but please would you not bring your props with you? Just come with an ordinary, just do your Hearse as it is. Don't open your doors. Don't talk to anybody. just sit there in a field. It wasn't a field at the time, that particular one was in a park. Just sit there, don't have any props, you'd be okay. And I thought, yeah, that's fine, that's all right, I'll take my props out, I don't mind. I pay for my show, it's a day out for me. But no, they didn't like that idea at all. That was not allowed. Anyway, I got loads of trouble. They even called, because I was actually on the main road into the park, they called the park ranger. And the park ranger said, you can't park there. You're in the park. I know, I'm not in the park. I'm on a road. I'm on a public road that leads into the park. There's no signs that says when you pass the gates, this is a private park, this is a public park. I can legally park here. I'm going to call the police. Okay, well, you call the police then. The police obviously never came. They're not interested. And the point was, I was just having a one-man moan, really. On my own, I wasn't making it, I wasn't shouting, I didn't have a tannoy system or anything. I just sat there with my hearse and my sign, just to let people know that I thought the club had been very unfair. So I've not been welcome at all shows. 99.9% of shows are great. They get it. They get what it's all about. It's just a vehicle. It's a vehicle that transports people. That's all that it is. It's a vehicle, like a car, like an ambulance. The amount of shows I've been to where there's been ambulances there, nobody's batted an eyelid. I've been to shows where there's been army vehicles there that have been set up with machine guns on the back and guys dressed in army uniform like they're about to go to battle and kill lots of people, and nobody's batted an eyelid. So it's my little bit of a problem I have with people. I'm sorry, it's their problem, not my problem. It's just a bit of fun. It's tongue-in-cheek. So that's my little story about my hearse, why sometimes I'm allowed in the show, and once, just this once, I've been banned. I even got the paper down to come down, who also agreed with me, who thought it was absolutely ridiculous state of affairs. Anyway, that's about it for today. Just a quickie today, just about myself, about my hearse, about the troubles, trials and tribulations I've had with my hearse over the years as well. Can't go anywhere at the moment. I'm still at work, still waiting to go into work. So wherever you are in the world, thank you so much indeed once again for looking in on Andy the Hearseman channel. We will get out and about, we will have a run around, hopefully get a colleague of mine to do a little video for us about some of the graveyards that we go to, because some of the cemeteries that we go to are awesome, absolutely incredible, really interesting. I'm sure you'll find them fascinating. Stick with me. If you like what I'm doing, if you find it interesting, great, give me a thumbs up, give me a like. If you don't like what I'm doing, let me know in the comments below. I'm open to suggestions. Please let me know. For myself, Andy the Hearseman, have a great day, love one another, and I'll see you on the next one. You take care. Bye bye for now.